السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praise is due to Allah, and may Allah's peace and blessings be upon His final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He deserves to be praised, the praiseworthy. The messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam has given us out of revelation the importance and one of the importance of seeking knowledge. And this hadith is like a principle. Every single Muslim seeks to invest in the akhirah, and he wants the best of deeds. He always asks, Shaykh, which is better in fiqh? Which is better? Should I spend here or should I spend there? Which is better? Should I do dhikr or should I recite Quran? Because we all want our time here and this life is limited. And we want to invest every single moment the best investment, the best way we can reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most important, the best worship possible. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. The one who has created life and death to test you, whom amongst you will have the best of deeds. So this whole life is a race. We compete for the akhirah. And of course, the exam or this test has been made difficult because the dunya in itself has adornments. It is beautified in the eyes of many people. But those who seek the akhirah, they do not want to waste anything. They want to be of the muqarrabeen, those who are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those of the high levels of paradise. So the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us a hadith that is extremely important. He said alayhi salatu wassalam, فضل العالم على العابد كفضل القمر ليلة البدر على سائر الكواكب. The superiority of a scholar over whom? A devout worshipper. Not a person who prays sometimes and sometimes he leaves salah, or a person sometimes he gives sadaqah then. No, a devout worshipper. So a person who his whole care is to worship Allah. A person who cares about qiyam, cares about praying every single sunnah, cares to do as much worship as possible. Yet the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, فَضْلُ الْعَالِمِ, a person who has been given proper knowledge, عَلَى الْعَابِدِ, over the devout worshipper, كَفَضْلِ الْقَمَرِ لَيْلَةِ الْبَدْرِ عَلَى سَائِرِ الْكَوَاكِبِ. So the moon, the middle of the Arabic month, you find that it fills the sky and it overshines. You do not see it. The stars behind it are covered, and the moon stands by itself, and the stars are just dots in the heavens. This is the difference. طيب, this is the difference. And you might be saying, well, طيب, this is a scholar. Where do we get? We get just part of knowledge. Yes, the more knowledge that you get, the more share you get of this hadith. And then the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said something very important. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ, and this is something we can all relate to. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ وَأَهْلَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَأَهْلَ الْأَرْضِ حتى النملة في جحرها حتى الحوت في البحر لا يصلون على معلم الناس الخير. So the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ then said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the inhabitants of the heavens, the angels, and the inhabitants of the earth, and the ant beneath the ground, and the fish in the sea, all supplicate. For whom? For muallim al-nas al-khair, for the teacher of good. What is the good intended here? Teacher of religion. Those who show what the sunnah is, those who explain to the people what the religion is, those who hold their share of this religion. The Messenger Muhammad ﷺ also said, Al-ulama warathatul anbiya. Scholars are heir to the prophets. وَإِنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ لَمْ يُوَرِّثُوا دِرْهَمًا وَلَا دِينَارًا. So the prophets, they did not leave behind, gold or silver. What did they leave? They left revelation. They left knowledge. So whoever takes of this knowledge, he will take of the share of the messengers. So this is something very important. So everyone should seek to get his share of the problem is it keeps on. So everyone should seek to get his share of the inheritance of the messengers. Where is this inheritance? The inheritance is in the masjids. The lessons, teaching the Bukhari, teaching Muslim, teaching fiqh, teaching tafsir, getting your share of understanding of this religion. This is your share of the inheritance of the messengers. And Islam, how is Islam preserved? Islam is not preserved in the books. Islam is preserved with knowledge. If we have the whole earth Muslims, but we don't have people of knowledge, how will they worship Allah? As soon as they differ, as soon as something wrong happens, where do they go to? They want to read the books, they do not understand the books. They are lost. The preservation of this knowledge, the preservation of Islam is in the preservation of the knowledge. The Quran itself, was it preserved in the books? It's not preserved in the books. It's preserved in the hearts of the Huffaz. It's preserved in the hearts of the Huffaz. In the first generations, that was clear. That's why they said, do not take your Quran from a person who took it from a book. Take it from someone who took it from a scholar. This is how the Quran is preserved, and this is how the knowledge is preserved. طيب. I'm giving you this introduction because we're going to study, inshallah, one of the most important sciences, طيب, which is fiqh. And I decided, first I wanted to make it a short course, but then I said, you know what, I want to give them the details since I'm going to be with them. I will explain it to them and they get to ask questions, and inshallah we all benefit. And in the next session, we start with a short quiz for those that paid attention and those that revised. With a short quiz, just to see who's revising and who is just attending. We'll see. So for us to go forward, and inshallah, if you finish this book of purification, and you understand most of these matters, alhamdulillah, you have gotten a big share of knowledge. This is an opportunity for you. And don't say, Sheikh's too much attending every time. You're going to be wasting your time either way. But sitting here, this is a great investment for the akhirah. And remember, you're sitting here seeking knowledge. This is better than any preferred worship. This is better than going and doing, nafil mutlaq. Because this knowledge affects your worship. How do you know this worship that you worship Allah? How do you know if it's right or wrong? How do you know is my tahara right or wrong? Which is a condition of validity for a valid prayer. Ya akhi, this prayer yesterday, I had a doubt. But how do I worship? Regardless of how sincere you are. If your worship was not valid, it's not valid. And I remember it was one person that was arguing with me. And I mentioned the matter of fiqh, and I said, this is the opinion of the scholars. And then he came to me, he's like, how dare you say that this worship is invalid? This person could have ikhlas. I said, Ya akhi, it's not me who said it's invalid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who commanded them to worship Him, He commanded them to worship Him in a certain way. If he was truly sincere, he would have went and sought how Allah Azza wa Jal wants to be worshipped. So everything is mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah. And alhamdulillah, our scholars, the scholars of the four madhab, each one of them, the madhab, what is a madhab? It's his understanding of what the Sunnah is. So Abu Hanifa, the madhab of Abu Hanifa, for example. Somebody said, no, I want to follow the Sunnah, I don't want to follow the madhab of Abu Hanifa. It's not like this. Abu Hanifa, do you think he intended to go against the Quran and Sunnah? No, this is his understanding of the Quran and Sunnah based on the text that he had, based on the hadith that he had. This is his ijtihad, led him that this is according to Quran and Sunnah. Same thing we say with the Shafi'i madhab, the same thing we say with the Maliki madhab, the same thing we say with the Hanbali madhab. All of these madhabs, they didn't just act on mere opinion. This is what they understood is the Sunnah. So when they describe that, for example, madmada and istinshaq, washing your mouth and nose. طيب, all three madhabs, for example, Abu Hanifa, Malik and Shafi'i, they said this is Sunnah. Imam Ahmad said no, this is an obligation. طيب, is one of them following the Sunnah and the others are not following the Sunnah? No, they all got the text of the Quran and Sunnah and they did ijtihad. And each one of them wanted to follow exactly how the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ worshipped. So this is what ijtihad is. طيب. And how will we be doing inshallah? the way that I'm going to be teaching, inshallah, I will try my best to teach you, to make you visualize the different masail, matters in these books. So, Book of Tahara, for example. Understanding matters in book. What does Book of Tahara contain? Matters regarding water, matters regarding vessels, matters regarding masah al-khuffayn, matters regarding tayammum, matters regarding wudu, invalidators of wudu, tayammum, ghusl, طيب, hayd al-nifas, matters regarding the menses. طيب, with the details of these things. طيب, and inshallah we'll try our best to explain, and fundamentally it's the Hanbali madhab, but usually it's the qawl of the jumhur. طيب, usually it's the opinion of the majority. Except in certain matters we'll verify that, subhanAllah, this is not in the madhab. Or so sitting here and trying to learn, this is something very important. And another important matter is, if you do not revise, you will not benefit anything. So after we have our dars, during the week, go and listen to it again. Listen to the dars again. Go over it again, once, only once. Yes?
When are the sessions? When are the sessions?
The sessions are every same time, this time. After Isha every week. طيب. So during the week, you revise. طيب. And if you have any questions, at the end of every dars or at the start, if it was revision, you can ask your question so that I can benefit and my brothers can benefit, inshallah. طيب. Bismillah, we'll start. Book of Purification. Purification, defining purification, they mention it in the books of fiqh, هو رفع الحدث وما في معناه وزوال الخبث. Two key points here, hadath and khabath. Hadath is ritual impurity. Khabath is physical impurity. So when you do tahara, you remove these two things, hadath and khabath. Physical impurities and ritual impurity. Physical impurity, this is easy. It's like urine, feces, any najasa on your body, on your clothes, on the place of worship. Ritual purity, this is wudu. It's a state. Hadath is a state on the body that should be removed before salah. So worships that require purification, like salah, for example. So if you shower, I'll give you an example. If you shower, okay, normal shower, are you not clean? You showered with soap, 3 types of soap and shampoo and everything. Are you not clean? You're pure, no? But can you go pray? Aren't you pure? Huh?
You're clean but not pure.
You should have intention.
You should have intention of what? Intention of wudu. So here you removed physical impurity, but the ritual impurity is still there. طيب, in your ghusl, if you did wudu, it's different. No, if you have, for example, you're sweating. Okay, you just came from work, you smell sweat, طيب, but you don't have najasa. Okay, and you did wudu, and then you prayed. Is your prayer valid or not? Yes? Why? Valid? Who says no? Where's the stick? La, la. It is valid. Why? Because there is ritual purity and physical purity. See, sweat is not najas. Sweat is not najasa. See, this is the difference. Someone say, how can you say this? Sweat has a bad smell. Yes, it has a bad smell, but this is the difference between understanding what is najas and what is not. And subhanallah, many people have waswasa because of this. They do not differentiate, they do not understand. Yes?
Can I go to a masjid if I'm sweating?
Now, this is another matter now. So because people here will complain, say, you allowed them to come sweating before coming to the masjid. This is another matter that you should wash and beautify yourself for the masjid. Anyways, at the end of every session, I'll take your questions, or at the end of every section, I'll say, do you have any questions regarding this session? So we want to differentiate between physical purity and ritual purity. طيب? So if a person just came out of the toilet, طيب, he just finished wudu, he did wudu perfectly, طيب, and then, okay, he let out gas. طيب, I want to ask you a question. Is his hands clean? Is his face clean? Didn't he just now wash his face, wash his hands? Yes? But if he prays now, is his prayer valid or invalid? Invalid. Why? Ritual or physical? Now everyone now is mixing up. Ritual or physical? Ritual. Or physical? No, ritual. Physical, he is clean. He was just doing wudu. But the state, as I mentioned, the state of hadith came back to him because he let out gas. So we know that if a person, for example, uses the toilet, he's in a state of hadith. He has to remove this. Visualizing this is very important because there are certain matters when we take ghusl, for example, it will be evident when we say hadith and khabath, there are matters here. And you won't believe how many people are making these mistakes and they might even pray without tahara because mistakes of this. Now we have understood physical purity and ritual purity. Any questions regarding this? This specific matter. Don't ask me if a person prayed 2 rak'ah. No, this matter only. Clear? When I ask you a question in the quiz, if you don't answer, I said, I told you clear, you said yes. Okay, now I say, I'm not going to come next week. The 2 types of ritual impurity. We said that hadith can be removed by tahar, by wudu. But there are 2 types of ritual impurity. There is minor ritual impurity, which is hadith removed by wudu. And there's a major ritual impurity, which is called janaba, junub. It is removed by what? By ghusl. It is removed by ghusl. Details of wudu, details of ghusl is going to come. But before that, what is the substance that is used for the wudu and ghusl? Water. So we have to understand the matters of regarding water itself. Matters regarding water. Pay attention to this. Many people complain about waswasa because of this. The Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said a clear principle. Al-ma'u tahur la yunajjisuhu shay. Al-ma'u tahur la yunajjisuhu shay. Water in itself is pure. It is not. Nothing can nothing can defile it. This is what the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said. So water in itself, if it was in its natural form that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created it, it is pure. It is pure. We cannot claim, so if somebody brings a bucket of water, and you don't know where this water came from, you don't know what was spilled in this water. Fundamentally, if you cannot tell, fundamentally, what is the ruling? Water is pure. Why? The Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, Al-ma'u tahur, la yunajjisuhu shay. Fundamentally. Now, let's say you don't know. So let's say, for example, you're in the desert, you found a place, there's water. Animals drinking from this water, and the water, it seems okay, but you don't know what was thrown inside. You say, but maybe someone urinated, maybe someone spilled something inside. We don't know. If you don't know, you find this water, khalas. Fundamentally, it is pure. It is pure. Now, water, the 4 madhabs, you'll find them dividing water into tahir, tahur, najis. But to simplify it, I'll explain it while. To simplify it, water is either one of 2 types. It is either pure or impure. Pure is water that you use for wudu and ghusl. Impure water you cannot use for wudu and ghusl. You can use it to, for the plants. You can use it in anything, but you cannot use it on your body. You cannot use it for you cannot drink it, obviously. You cannot use it for wudu and ghusl. Very important. How do we know if water is pure or not? If it's in its original state. Now, water can differ in taste. So, seawater, for example, it tastes different. Water from a well tastes different. Water from your home, you open the faucet, water comes, it's different. They all taste different. But which one is pure? They taste different. All pure? You sure? Some are doubting, said, no, wudu, my wudu, what? I'm waiting for the answer now. No, it's all pure. It's all pure because this is the natural state. طيب. And by the way, water that's been purified طيب, is pure. This water that we use is pure. But I'm talking about, for example, in the sea. It tastes different. In the well, it tastes different. It might come from rain, it might come from underground. It tastes different. Both are pure. Both are pure, okay? Both are pure. You can use it for purity and you can purify najasa with it. طيب. Now, impure water, najis water. طيب. Now that we know what is pure water, what is najis water? Who knows? What is, yes?
Water which has filth inside, like something najasa in it. Like
Okay, I'll give you a big swimming pool, Olympic swimming pool. And one child urinates. You saw him with your eyes urinating in this pool. Is this pool najis or pure? You saw him urinating with your own eyes. Najis or pure? Olympic size swimming pool, huh? How many liters did he pure? How? Depends on what? Good. Depends on what? Depends on good. Okay, I'll help you out. You have, okay, you're thinking the right way. So you cannot say it's pure. You're like, it's urine. How can I say pure? And you cannot say it's. So I'll tell you how to. The principle here is, did it change or not? If it changed because of the urine, it's impure. Agreement, all madhabs, no problem. If it stayed the same, even though impurity was poured in it, if it stayed, it did not change, then it's pure.
Change it from color perspective? Or?
Change is from smell, from the color. Okay, they mentioned taste also. طيب, color, but usually color and smell. With these two things you can tell. If it did not change, it did not change. طيب. So a big amount of water, even if najasa is thrown in it, if it did not change, it's still pure. طيب. This problem used to be evident where we have, for example, a big water tank, and sometimes an animal falls inside and dies. طيب. And we don't discover this animal except when cleaning the water tank, they say, subhanallah, a rat died inside. So now all our tahara, is it? No, the water did not change. Small animal, big amount of water, nothing changed. Taste same, color same, smell the same. So khalas, it's pure. Okay? Now, where did they differ? Where did scholars differ? They differed if there's a small amount of water. Let's say, this, okay? And one drop of urine was droplet of urine, okay? Dropped inside. Here they differed. Here some of them said, even if it did not change, but because it's a small amount, it's going to be najis. But the right opinion, inshallah, as the Messenger Muhammad said, al-ma'u tahur, and this is tahur. As long as it did not change, the characteristics did not change, then khalas. We say that it is tahur. Okay? Tahur. We can use it for purity, for wudu, or no problem. Okay? So, pure water, we know what pure water, if it stayed in its original state. Najis, if it was changed by najasa. And the change is through color or smell or taste, they say. طيب. If the state of the water was unknown, we mentioned this. If the state of the water is unknown, what do we say? Pure? Or you say, maybe someone or some animal or this or that, and the waswasa starts. No, fundamentally it's pure. طيب? Fundamentally it's pure. Unless you see, for example, I said if you find water without any signs, but sometimes you might, they have like a small puddle, and usually people, they urinate here. So you don't know, but you found the strong smell of urine from the water itself. Here we don't say Allah fundamentally is pure. No, it's the smell of urine is clear. The smell of urine is clear. So if the smell of urine is clear, khalas, we say that this water is impure because of the smell of urine. Definitely there's urine here. Okay? This clear? طيب.
permissible to use a swimming pool that is there in the buildings? Because there are Muslims, there are non-Muslims,
طيب.
there are ladies.
No Muslims. Oh, okay. Two questions here.
Yeah.
Ladies?
No, because
Ladies are animals. Ladies are human. Yeah, no problem. طيب. Okay, three questions. In this question, there are three questions. Swimming pool. Swimming pool. It's a big swimming pool, not small for. Big swimming pool. طيب, big swimming pool. He said, can we use for tahara or normally or swimming? طيب, let's make it tricky. For tahara. Let's say for tahara. But you're going to say, Sheikh, no, I know this swimming pool, not good for tahara. No, let's say for tahara, okay? For tahara, this swimming pool for tahara. And we know that children, they jump inside, they might urinate. Huh? And we don't know the people who are jumping inside, maybe they have janaba.
ladies, because they may have menses as well.
Oh, see, more shubha. Ladies, they might have even menses, they jump inside the swimming pool. طيب, based on what we taught here, usually swimming pools, it's small amount of water or big amount of water? Big amount. And usually, aslan swimming pool, there's another thing. This is a swimming pool. Usually, it's yes, exactly. It keeps on moving, and it's what do you call it? There's filters, right? Yeah, and they use also chemicals. Okay, but for argument's sake, let's say this water is in its place. It does not move, and you came to this water just by looking at the water. طيب, there's no smell, there's nothing. Is this water pure or not?
Pure.
What is the principle here? Water is pure unless it was changed by impurities. Someone might say, Sheikh, the water here is changed. How? What? There's a smell of chlorine. Is chlorine impure? No. We said changed by impurities. So this water, طيب, that has chlorine, for example, it's pure. Even if you jumped inside, we will cover this in ghusl. If you jumped inside, you covered your whole body with water. Water encompassed your whole body. With the intention of ghusl, you have achieved ghusl. So not only you can swim, but of course I'm not saying mixing with a woman, but by yourself, no problem. You jump inside, even in the state of janaba, you intend ghusl, inshallah, you remove both hadath, the small, the minor and major. We'll cover this later, but this is to answer your question. So,
recycling water, which they spray in the garden and the park, we spray in the garden. There is a smell in the
the smell is from the soil, it's not from the water.
No, it's from the water.
The water itself?
Because
Recycled from what? Recycle.
drainage, recycling.
Yes, but if it's properly recycled, then it's pure.
Smell is there.
A smell of what's it called?
Yeah, drainage smell.
Bad smell.
Bad smell?
Yeah.
Only bad smell actually. But, water itself it's pure, but only bad smell.
Okay, look, when we say there's a fatwa regarding water in general that's taken from the sea and been filtered and purified, in refineries, this water is pure. Even if it was taken from sewage, for example, for argument's sake. But this here, you're saying if there's a smell of a najasa in it, the smell of sewage, are you sure this is from the water itself and not from the soil? From the water? طيب, no problem, don't use this water. But you're saying the place of prayer? Okay, no problem. Even if there was najasa under you, if you put a mat and you pray on the mat, the prayer is valid.
So in terms of wudu,
In terms of wudu, ya akhi, if there's this smell of hada, based on what you're saying, if this was definitely the smell of sewage, for example, use some other water. Use some other water. But even the water, all the water is used or only for the plants? طيب, no, don't use this, خلاص. Don't use. Yes.
Like water, it has like, for example, like there's lots of liquids that are based off of water.
Okay, good. I'll tell you what. Chai. Can you do wudu with chai? Can you do wudu with chai?
other juice.
I think no.
طيب. Why? But is this, okay, this is a tricky question. You know why? Because we said changed by impurities. But my question is, chai, is this water? It's no longer water, it's chai. It's chai. Our discussion is water. And the brother he was saying orange juice. The discussion is in water, if it's changed. But once it becomes soup or chai or khalas, it's no longer water. It's outside the discussion. It's outside the discussion. Okay? But if, for example, it's water, okay, but there's some saffron, 1 piece, 2 piece, slight change of color with something pure, this is no problem. Because when you look at it, you say, this is water. Okay? But if it was changed completely, you say, no, this is saffron water. It's no longer water. You understand? This is tea now. This is no longer water. For example, the tea bag. If you put it for 30 seconds, you remove it, it's still water. But if you keep it for like 2 or 3 minutes, someone working in the cafeteria says, Sheikh, no, 3 minutes and a half, 80 degrees water. No, if you put the tea, what's it called? Tea inside and you keep it for 3-4 minutes, it's tea. It's not water. Do you understand this? Do you understand this point? Okay? So purity, something pure fell in water, it does not change. If it removes the name of water from it, then we cannot use it for purity. If it's still water but there's a slight change, you can use. For example, some soap. You're doing wudu, there's amount of water, you're doing wudu, you use some soap. There might be a slight change in the water. You might see like bubbles and this white color on the water. This is still considered water. This is still considered because it's light. But if, for example, you pour Dettol inside this water and it's all changed, this is no longer water now. This is water with Dettol. Clear? Huh? طيب, let's cover this vessels and utensils. Vessels and utensils. What is the ruling? Fundamentally, all vessels and utensils used is permissible from all material, except from gold and silver. Anything else, it's permissible to use. طيب. Anything else. So we'll talk about gold and silver, but anything else. So let's say you have a bowl made from some ruby, very expensive. Very expensive. You're not going to use it also. You're going to put it somewhere because it's very expensive. Is this permissible? We said only gold and silver is not permissible. This material, it might be even more expensive than silver. So can we use this, for example? Can we eat? Can we use it for food? Can we use it for tahara? To put water inside?
Yeah, that's fine.
Huh? Yes, we said any material is permissible, except gold and silver. Gold, I don't think anyone here has a bowl made of solid gold in. Otherwise, you won't be sitting here. Huh? But for example, utensils. We have, for example, like spoons and forks made out of pure silver. We see this in hotels, made out of pure silver. It's not allowed to use it. It is haram to use it. What if it was for example, a cup? These tea cups they have, there is golden color. They sell it for 10 dirhams. It's not real gold. It's just the color of gold. It's not real gold. Is this permissible or not? We said gold and silver is not allowed. Okay, gold and silver purely is not allowed. Anything covered in gold and silver is not allowed. So let's say it's from copper and it was dipped in pure gold. Then you're not allowed to use this. طيب. The Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, لا تشربوا في آنية الذهب والفضة ولا تأكلوا في صحافها فإنها لهم في الدنيا ولكم في الآخرة. The Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, do not eat and drink in utensils and vessels made out of gold and silver. Do not drink in them and do not eat in them. They are for them, the disbelievers in this world and for us in the hereafter. So this is clear that we're not allowed to use this. طيب. What about, we said if it's made out of copper, but it was covered in gold or silver, pure gold or pure silver, same ruling, not allowed. We call this mumawwah, coated, so it's coated in pure silver or pure gold, it's not allowed. But what if it was colored by this paint they use in the cups, as I mentioned? The color is gold, but it's not real gold, it's just a color. They said no, this is not included in the rulings. Sometimes you have these, they have these small glass there's like slight silver in it, pure silver, not pure silver, but the color, silver or gold. Okay? Here they said this does not have the same ruling. طيب? Doesn't have the same ruling. So what is permissible? Any material except gold and silver. Okay, so diamond permissible or not? Permissible? Sure. Diamond more expensive. More expensive. Permissible? You bring me a diamond bowl first, then we'll talk. Permissible. طيب. So, okay, again, regarding vessels and utensils, you enter a hotel, for example, they give you a room, there are cups, there are, for example, spoons, forks, and you know that it says stainless steel, so it's not gold or silver. But you said, I don't know the person before me, did he eat pork? Did he eat something haram with this? If you don't know, fundamentally, it's pure, as we mentioned. You want to wash them, no problem. But fundamentally, it's pure. Let's say, for argument's sake, you found utensils, or you came inside the room, you found a glass that had wine in it. Wine. On the opinion that they say wine is impure. Can you wash this and use it? Or you cannot use this because this cup has been used for something impure? You can wash with water and use, no problem. No problem, okay? طيب. You wash until it's clean. There's no number of wash. By the way, we have also this matter. For example, the Hanbali madhab, it says anything you wash for purity is 7 times. But there's no 7 times is specifically for a certain situation. The other madhabs said, خلاص, yani wash until clean. This is what we want. And you wash until you feel that it is pure, خلاص. Okay, no problem. طيب, we want to mention the final matter, and then inshallah we'll end this session. Regarding tanning of the hides. Yes?
The restaurant usually serve pork. Can we eat from that restaurant?
Okay, this is outside this matter here. But usually, if pork, now there's a lot of matters here. This restaurant, when they cook the pork, is it going to mix with the other food? Or is there cross-contamination? There are so many matters regarding this. Is this in a Muslim country? They know how to, they know that they should not mix. If it's, for example, in a non-Muslim country, it's a bit difficult because they might not care also. They might use the same utensils and it might be cooked in the same oil. So it depends, okay? طيب, this is very important matter here. We'll end with this. Tanning of the hides. So, let's say, for example, a dead animal that was not slaughtered Islamically. It died. Can we benefit from its skin? Can it be used? Can it be, treated with chemicals, tanned, and then we can use the skin? Yes or no? Yes. But first of all, let's agree on something. An animal that was Islamically slaughtered, okay, the skin here, we can use? There is no dispute. We can use. It's pure. Okay, it's pure. طيب. A sheep, something that is edible, but it died. It was not slaughtered. It died by itself. So it's meita. Meita, any animal that died without proper slaughter, is called meita. Meita, impermissible to eat. Now, we're not going to eat. We say we want to benefit from the skin. We want to use it, for example, treat it and use the wool, use the skin. Okay? Can we do this or not? Of course, Jumhur, they said yes. The majority of scholars said yes. And this is the right opinion. The Messenger Muhammad ﷺ saw the companions dragging a lamb or a sheep for Maymuna. It was dead. He said, why don't you benefit from it? He said, it's dead. So the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, if it was treated, then it's pure. So if the skin was treated, it becomes pure. You can use it. Because why do they mention this? Because before, many of the bowls were made out of what? Out of skin. Skin of, cattle, cows, or sheep. But this is not our matter. So the right opinion that yes, even if it's made, no problem. So if you find a belt, okay, and it says, for example, it's from leather, regardless of the source, cattle or sheep, whatever, regardless if it was slaughtered or not, it's pure. It's pure. طيب. But based on the other opinion that said no, if it was made out of an animal that was not slaughtered according to Islam, it's going to be impure even if it was treated. So there's an opinion like this. But a stronger opinion is that no, it is pure, no problem. Which is the opinion of the majority. طيب. But what about animals that are not edible? Let's say, for example, snakes. Does anyone have a wallet, snake wallet? Before, when we were young, this was the craze, the trend. Everyone was looking for this. There was always synthetic. We were looking for no original snake wallet made out of snake skin. طيب, the question here, is this pure or not? So we said animal slaughtered, Islamically this is pure, no problem. Edible animal, okay, that was not slaughtered, meita, but if it was treated, tanned, it can be used. طيب, what about an animal that is not edible? A snake, for example, crocodile shoes, crocodile. Is this pure or not? Does anyone have a rug of a crocodile rug at home? The wife telling you, get rid of this. This is like, no, the sheikh, or we'll ask the sheikh now. Does anyone have anything? Lizard, any big lizard?
It is clean anyway.
No, this is the matter, they differed. If tanning is permissible, it's pure. If tanning is not permissible on this, even if it's tanned, it's still not pure. Wallahu a'lam, the stronger opinion is the opinion of the Shafi'is that says all animals without any exception. If the hide was tanned, then it is pure. Except for two animals. Who knows? It's pigs and? Yes, pigs and dogs. Why? Because these two animals, aslan, in essence, they're impure. No matter how many times you wash, still impure. It's not about physical. But other animals, if it's treated, it can be. So the opinion of the Shafi'i is that all animals, the skin can be pure by tanning, except for dogs and pigs. Okay? So next week, when I ask you this question, I expect everyone طيب, so okay, for today, this is enough, inshallah. Next week, inshallah, we'll continue. We'll do a quick revision and a quick quiz at the start, and then we will continue. طيب. Now, do you want the reading material? The workbook? طيب, I'll try to upload it, inshallah, and I will try to share it. Okay, خلاص, with this we will end. Please revise. Now the information, okay, you heard it once, but we're going to cover so many things. So when we cover so many things, then you start forgetting the things that we covered at the start. But you'll see that many of the matters, they're connected. Once we take, for example, ghusl, so many matters of ghusl are related to the matters of wudu, because they're related to matters of hadath. When we say, for example, a proper ghusl raises both hadath, minor and major, there's no time for us to discuss what is hadath here. You get my point? So revise every week, at least listen to it once, or go over the reading material, and you'll find yourself after the end of purification, once we finish all of this, طيب, I don't know, there'll be a test on all of purification to see. MashaAllah, if you benefited from this, now you have answers to so many questions. طيب, now MashaAllah, you yourself, you understand this matter of the religion. And then alhamdulillah, once we cover salah also, you keep on understanding. This is a proper way to study. طيب, هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. جزاكم الله خير.